this is James, and I'd like to welcome you to the Oracle Outlook for the week starting October the 24th, 2016. And before I get into this week's reading, I just want to share a little milestone that I'm experiencing with the channel. As of right now, the channel has 400 current subscribers, and in angel numbers, the number 400 means that there is a clear connection to God and the angels. The number 4 represents the angels. It means that the angels are near you or around you. And then the number 0 represents God and Spirit. So I would like to take this time to thank all my 400 subscribers. It means so much to me that you have taken the time to subscribe to the channel, because it shows that you're supporting my work. And then not only are you supporting my work, but you are also continuing to motivate me, to inspire me, to encourage me to continue creating the content that I'm creating for the channel. And so, again, I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel, those of you who are subscribers, because it means so much to me. So thank you. And so since I talked about angel numbers, that is a nice way for me to segue into this week's reading. This week I'm going to be using angel cards, and the deck that's going to be assisting me for this week's reading is the Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. They are by Doreen Virtue, and they are published by Himm. So I have the deck on the table in front of me, so I'm going to take a moment to shuffle the cards. And as I shuffle the cards, I'm also calling in the energy of the angels. And so when I'm doing these readings, I'm calling in the angels that work with me, as well as the angels for those of you who happen to land upon the video when you do. So just know that all of our angels are standing in support for the messages, for the guidance, for the inspiration that we need to have for this upcoming week. So I'm feeling the energy, and I'm going to shuffle my other way now. I'm feeling like one more time will do. Okay. And now I'm going to cut the cards and then fan them out. And as I fan them out, I'm going to pick 3. The first card is going to represent what we might need to know or consider for the beginning of the week. The second card will be what we need to know or consider for the middle of the week. And then the final card will be what we need to know for the end of the week. So I'm going to gather up the remainder of the cards. So now the cards are face down in front of me, and as I go through the cards, I'm going to invite you to be a part of the process. And you can do that by, as I'm explaining the cards, as I'm saying how the cards communicate to me through the messages or whatever it is I'm seeing or hearing, I'm going to invite you to do the same. As I'm talking about the cards, pay attention to any thoughts, impressions, feelings that you get, because that may be direct guidance that you're getting from your angels. So I want you to honor that. So now going to the first card, we have truth and integrity. So I'll hold the card up, truth and integrity. This is a card that appears quite often in my own personal readings, and it's a card that I absolutely adore. So I love how I started off by acknowledging the idea about the number 4 and that the angels are around you, because if you look at the image on the card, there is a woman who is surrounded literally by angels. I mean, there's angels all around her. So this is a week where 2 things could be happening. We're being asked to acknowledge or be more connected to the idea that our angels are around us. It could also be, too, for some of us that we may be feeling challenged with the idea. We may not be feeling the connection to our angels. We may not be feeling the presence of our angels. We may not be feeling that we're surrounded by our angels because of maybe circumstances that we're going through, excuse me. And then this card is saying, too, like, no matter what your experience is, that your angels are always around you. So I'm looking at the card again, and I'm seeing that there is a woman who is naked on the card. So you may have heard me say this about other cards in the past, but being naked on a card for me symbolically represents that 2 things. Either we are being exposed to something new, we're moving into a new situation that is going to require us to be exposed to something new, or that we have concerns about being exposed. We have concerns about being visible. We have concerns about being vulnerable. The idea here is, so there could be some energy of that and needing to work through that. The idea here with truth and integrity is that this card comes up when we're being asked to stand in our own personal truth. What's true for us? It makes me think about a few weeks back when I did another angel card reading and the integrity card came up. Integrity represents not only are you living your truth, are you living in what's right for you, but that your words, your actions are in alignment with whatever that personal truth is. So I'm seeing that. So it could be, again, we're being asked to, like, what's personally true for you at this point in your life, in this point in your journey, and are your words and are your actions in alignment with whatever you say is true for you? So I'm seeing that. I'm taking a step back. The other thing I'm seeing with the truth and integrity card, again, it's about developing a connection with your angels. And so I'm looking at the woman, and there is an angel who is playing with her hair. It looks like playing with her hair. So it could be maybe that the angels want us to kind of maybe readjust our thinking. So I'm seeing that as a possibility, because hair for me represents thoughts. So again, we're being asked to maybe take a look at our thinking and how can we make adjustments to that. It also could be that he's exposing her ear as a result of moving her hair around. So again, it's about like listening to the guidance of your angels. You know, paying attention to how your angels connect with you. Is it that they show you pictures? Is it that they give you guidance through words or through songs? Is it that you can feel the presence of your angels? So it's about like, how do your angels connect with you, because that's going to be unique to you and your personal relationship with the angels. For me, my primary mode of guidance is visual, and then my secondary is auditory. And then, but when I'm shuffling the cards, I can always feel them. So it's not like I can actually see my angels, but I can always feel them. So it's about, but it took me time to learn that. So it's about like you taking the time and putting in the energy to discover for you how your angels communicate to you, how they relate to you, because it's going to be unique to you. So, and as I'm saying that, I'm looking at the hair and I'm being told to say this. It's like, don't allow your connection to your angels to be styled after the way somebody else has a connection. So you may really get on with the way somebody who maybe is putting themselves out there publicly as maybe as an angel expert or an angel communicator and saying, I need to model myself after that person, or I need to style myself after that person. And that would be a huge disservice to you, because you're not being who you are. So, and as I'm saying that, I'm looking at the card again, and it could be for somebody, I'm going with the idea here about being exposed. So it could be like, if you are an actual angel expert or an angel communicator, then a truth and integrity card, especially with the symbology of being naked, could just be a message for you about how can you gain more exposure, how can you gain more visibility for your work with the angels. So I'm putting that out there. So I'm seeing that with truth and integrity. So again, truth and integrity is about standing in what's true for you, but making sure that your words and your actions are in alignment with that, whatever that personal truth is. It could be like we're also being exposed to new things this week. So are you open? Are you willing to try new things? Are you willing to be exposed to new things? Because she has her arms crossed. And so there may be some part of her that doesn't want to be open to something new. So how can you maybe encourage yourself or motivate yourself to be willing to try new things this week? So I'm seeing that. And then the other thing, again, I also said this could be an opportunity for somebody to gain more exposure, but also to understand that because you put yourself out there publicly doesn't mean that you need to expose every part of who you are. There are some instances, and it is okay for you to keep some parts of yourself private. So I'm going to suggest that just because we live in a world where social media is the norm and we share all sorts of things in social media, there is such a thing as oversharing. I'm looking at the image on the card, and it's okay to leave some things to the imagination. So I'm just saying that as truth and integrity. So moving on. The card for the middle of the week is music. So hold the card up, music. So now I'm looking at the card, and so this could be, again, going with the idea of exposing yourself or putting yourself out there more. It could be, for somebody watching this video, it could be an actual musical talent, musical gift, musical ability. If that is the case, then I'm seeing Archangel Sandalphon. So two things. Archangel Sandalphon is wanting to work with you with your gift of music and helping you further that along. The other thing with Archangel Sandalphon is encouraging you to have faith. Because I always look at Archangel Sandalphon, because not only is he assigned to music, but he's also assigned to prayers. So it could be, again, about having faith in yourself and in your gift, your talent, your ability. The other thing could be, too, is if you're moving in that area with the music, I'm still feeling inclined to talk about the music for a moment, then consider who needs to hear your music. Remember, on the Truth and Integrity card, there was an idea about the exposure of the ear. So who do you need to get to? Who needs to hear or listen to whatever it is that you're trying to produce? That could also help you gain a sense of more visibility and exposure. You know, I'm feeling inclined, like the expression in my head is like finding the right ear. So who is the right ear that needs to hear what it is that you're trying to put out into the world? And how can you get them to listen to it? So that's the first thing I see with music. Now, the other thing could be going with the idea here that the angel is playing a musical instrument. This could be, again, about being in tune. Going with the idea here of truth and integrity is about your relationship and your connection with the angels. How can you be more in tune with that? How can you be more receptive to that? How can you listen more clearly to the guidance that you're being given, especially as if you receive your messages auditorily? Now, if you don't, then again, it's just playing on the idea of being in tune, being in harmony. It could also be, too, if we're wanting to form a deeper connection to our angels, if we're really open to hearing the guidance from our angels, we may need to do something with our own physical instrument. Your physical body is your instrument that you use to tune in to the frequency and the vibration of your angels. So what can you do to better fine-tune this physical instrument? You may be getting guidance that you may need to do a detox. You may be getting guidance that you need to sleep more. You may be getting guidance that you need to meditate more. Are you acting on the guidance that you're getting? You may be bypassing guidance because you're looking for to hear something I'm losing my train of thought, but you may be looking to, you may have a certain expectation. Thank you. A certain expectation about some form of guidance, or you're wanting to hear something specific, and you may be already bypassing the guidance that you're getting. If you take a step back maybe and consider, what is it that my angels have already given me to do, advised me to do, guided me to do, inspired me to do, and I haven't taken action on that yet? It may be time to step back, take action on that, and then you may get the guidance that you're expecting, or the specific guidance that you're wanting to, whatever the topic may be. But it could be because the angels are preparing you, preparing the instrument for whatever it is that you are wanting to receive. So I'm seeing that. The other thing, going with the Archangel Sandalphon, for some of us watching this video, is if we've been praying for a particular outcome, because I said specific guidance. If we've been praying for a particular outcome or a certain situation to be resolved, then I'm seeing like Archangel Sandalphon, he delivers the prayers to heaven and then delivers the answers back. Could be like you may see some answered prayers. So music, again, could be like specifically for somebody working with music. Could also be about how can we be more in tune with the communication and the guidance with our angels. How can we be more receptive to that? And then how can we fine-tune our instrument, because we may be getting guidance to fine-tune the instrument that will prepare us to better receive the angelic guidance that we are already getting. It will just make it that much more clearer. So I'm seeing that with music. Rounding out the line, we have miracles. Okay, so I remember this card showed up in one of my previous videos. So miracles for me, first off, I'm seeing the border and I'm seeing fairies, and so fairies represents the material world. So it's very nice that it comes after what I had said about Archangel Sandalphon delivering answered prayers, because the fairies are nature's angels, but they also represent helping us and supporting us with our material concerns. So it could be at the end of the week, you may find yourself receiving a miracle, and that would be in the form of answered prayers. So I'm seeing that as the first thing. So the other thing that I'm seeing, and this is in addition to or going back to the person who may be musically inclined, the angel on the card for me, because she has a fairy on her finger, is Archangel Ariel, because Archangel Ariel is the one who works closely with the fairies. And so Archangel Ariel for me can also represent needing to have confidence. So two things: if you're trying to put yourself out there more with your gift, your talent, your ability, it could be, as well as having faith, going with Archangel Sandalphon, you're also being inclined to have confidence in your ability. So I'm seeing that. And if you're feeling like your confidence is wavering, you can call upon Archangel Ariel to help renew your sense of confidence in who you are and in what it is that you're trying to create and trying to put out into the world. So I'm seeing that. The other thing, going with the idea of miracles, and I've said this before, for me this card can represent a miracle as defined by A Course in Miracles, and that is a shift in perception. So it could be like the miracle comes as the renewing of your mind, because I'm seeing that passage in scripture about the renewing of our mind. And so it could be with that, I'm feeling Archangel Uriel coming in, because Archangel Uriel's name means the light of God. So I always think of Uriel in terms of illumination and enlightenment. So I'm seeing that, the idea here about getting an idea, because he represents ideas, insights, epiphanies. So I'm seeing that, so you may get an epiphany that leads the way to a miracle, which is a shift in perception. And then that leads to a manifestation. So I'm seeing that with miracles. So at the end of the week, we could be, getting material support as a result of answered prayer, or we could be getting an answer to a prayer in the form of having a shift in our perception, a shift in our consciousness, and, a renewal of our mind, thinking differently. That sets the stage for a manifestation, because manifestation is really a combination of what it is that we think and what it is that we feel. Thought and feeling creates our experience, or creates our manifestation. So we are powerful manifestors, but we're always manifesting based on what we think and what we feel. So it could be like you're giving a reframe around maybe a particular way of thinking that's going to open the door to a manifestation, especially one that you've been hoping and wishing for. So I will end the reading on that note. So this has been this week's Oracle Outlook. I'm James Himm Mitchell, and as I sign off, I want to thank you for sharing this space here with me this week. And I look forward to sharing the same space with you in our next video. So until then, I'm hoping that you have a wonderful day, and I'm hoping that you have a wonderful week filled with love, light, and many angel blessings. Take care.